welcome to A Homespun House, your Friday fiber escape. My name is Molly and I am here to share with you all today all of the things that have been cozying up my needles this past week. I have just come in from a brisk walk with Polly, our Chihuahua. It really feels like autumn outside right now. It is so pretty and everything looks so golden, and I have really been enjoying coming in from my walks and taking a few moments to sit, pick up my knitting. This is one that I'll talk about in just a few moments. Get so cozy with it. I chatted about this, I think, in the last two knitting chats, that I always love the comfort of knitting, but something about this past month has made me need to knit. I want to knit every second, and I'm excited to have my knitting in my fingers, whether it's something that I can just zone out and stockinette stitch or garter stitch, or whether it's something that I am having a very meditative process of counting, whether it's color work like this, where I'm counting 3, 2, 2, 1. I try to memorize each round as I'm doing it and do a bit of counting like I just shared. And I've been enjoying it so much. So while this is in my hands, we may as well just chat about it. This is the Winter Warmer Hot Water Bottle Cozy by Laura Penrose. It's not a pattern that is available yet. However, it will be available very soon. I am one of her test knitters, knitting this up for her. I'm knitting this in our new fingering weight woolen spun Shetland base. Holy moly, you guys need to get your hands on this. It is non-superwash, and it has a little bit of lanolin left over in it. You'll see it when you block and soak your item after knitting. It is so fantastic and the perfect yarn for color work. So this is knit on a 3mm needle. I am knitting the larger size. There are two different sizes, as you will see in this hot water bottle cozy pattern. I do plan on knitting 2 of the smaller ones. My older one would like one that she could take to school when she has cramps, and I think that will just be perfect for her. So I have my colors chosen for theirs. This one I'm knitting in velvet. That's this gorgeous cranberry color. And I'm knitting it in fresh sheets. That just creates a perfect contrast for this pattern. The next one I'm going to be knitting in twig, which is a gorgeous deep brown, along with fresh sheets. And then for my youngest daughters, I'm going to be doing twig for all of these pretty little snowflakes, I would call them. And I'm going to be doing gumdrop, which I wish I had oh, here is gumdrop. I am going to be using this color for the main hot water bottle, and then that dark twig for the snowflakes. One way that I really enjoy choosing color for my color work is to take a photograph of the colors that I've chosen, and then I put it in black and white so that I can see that I have enough contrast. Now for this, that's a no-brainer. It's obvious it's going to be a lot of contrast, but with the twig and gumdrop, I wanted to be sure, so I did do that, and the contrast was there. So very excited about this pattern. It's such a fun knit, and I am loving. This brings a totally different sort of comfort than my superwash yarns. Those are also very, very cozy, and I'm loving knitting those. But this knit really, really gives me all the feels of my grandma Sue. And so she knit with lots of Norwegian wools all her life. And while this isn't a Norwegian wool, it has that very, very woolly, cozy, still soft feel to it. And I don't know, this just is very, very comforting for me to knit on right now. So I am enjoying this. Definitely recommend Laura's patterns, Penrose Knits. This is a lot of fun. So I'm loving this, and it is a very hard knit to put down. While we are talking about Laura Penrose, I did knit the Stella Quilt Cushion designed by her, and I finished the top of this. I have decided I am going to hand sew a backing to this. I would love any suggestions or ideas that you have for sewing fabric to knits. I tried to look up tutorials on YouTube, but I couldn't really find anything, which I found strange. YouTube is generally a plethora for anything you want, anything you need or, need help with. But I could not seem to find any sort of help to this. So I have enough scraps that I can knit another pillow with this yarn. And I'll probably cast that on this week. I'd like to get one strip finished. I'm not going to knit it the same exact way. I am going to disperse these kind of pinky shades in between all of the neutrals. So there will be a neutral, a pink, a neutral, a red, a neutral, a pink, so on and so forth. I'm sure you get the picture. Another very addictive knit. Goodness gracious, I am realizing that Laura knows how to make these knits that you cannot put down. I've knit her Maxine hot water bottle cozy. I have now knit the Stella Cushion, and I am knitting the winter warmer hot water bottle, and I've had trouble putting them all down. So this is a pattern that I cannot recommend more. All of Laura's patterns are wonderful. I have been having a lot of time knitting my Vienna scarf. This is a pattern by Petite Knit. I am knitting this using a wonderful base that we have in the shop. This is our Rosegold colorway. This is brushed merino, and it is perfect for those of you who are a little bit sensitive to mohair or alpaca. I'm knitting it using, as I shared, our Rosegold, and I'm pairing it with our merino cashmere fingering in the Teddy colorway. Already knit quite a bit. I think this is how much I knit since I last shared this with you all. So it is making progress. This is something that I don't necessarily need to have finished right now, but I would love to have it for December or when the days get very chilly, because it is knit in a loop, as you can see. So it has double the amount of warmth. I pretty much just have enough knit for a cowl. Which actually reminds me of what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Sophie scarf. This is a pattern also by Petite Knit. I knit this one a little bit shorter than most of the Sophie scarves that I knit, just because I wanted it to be more of a cowl effect. I tied the ends here, and I just keep it tied all the time and slip it over my head. So I knit this using our pine cone colorway, is the color of that brushed merino. And then I paired it with a one-of-a-kind skein of fingering that we offered in one of our Hygge boxes that we had offered years previous. We aren't offering those right now, just with American tariffs. It makes it pretty difficult. We do ship to America, however, and we are paying all of your custom fees for you. I have finished another Sophie scarf. Let me share with you how this one looks. You know what? I'm thinking I probably shared this with you in my last episode. This is knit out of our tulle skirt colorway. Super pretty. This one is obviously a lot longer than the one that I knit using pine cone, the one that I've been wearing this episode. This is knit using our silk and yak, both non-superwash bases. And I had a lot of fun knitting this one. This base is not in the shop. It will be for sale come this spring. I am knitting another one using that same base. This is our biscuit colorway. And I'm almost at the halfway point. I've had some people ask how long I've been knitting these. So this one in particular, I do the repeat until I get up to 130 garter stitch ridges. I'm using a 2.5 millimeter needle, I believe. Yes, I'm using a 2.5 millimeter needle, as this is fingering weight yarn. And this is our biscuit colorway. It's one that I really love. I used this color for the main color on my Stella Cushion. I am enjoying knitting this. I think this is a pattern that I will have on my needles the rest of this winter. Regardless of the color, I have some more skeins dyed up to knit more of these Sophie scarves out of. So they're a lot of fun. They're pretty quick projects. It's something that's really nice to have on the needles while you are on the go. I have a knit group tomorrow, which I'm so excited to attend. And I think that's probably the project that I'll take with, just because it is so easy to carry around and pick up and knit. So the next project that I have been working on is one that I have been so obsessed with this month, and that is the Vilma top by Gregoria Fiber Arts. I'm knitting this again using our Teddy color, but I'm knitting it on our Merino Cashmere DK for my Vilma top. This is a pattern by Gregoria Fiber Arts. Now this isn't blocked yet, so it's kind of difficult to get a good view of how it's going to look. It's knit from the bottom up, and I'm knitting this using our Teddy colorway. So what you do is you knit it from the bottom up, and of course you have to do some shaping on the front, left, and right panels. Little bit of short row shaping, then you knit your back panel. I'm knitting the size 1. You have tubular cast-offs, which I have found that I absolutely love doing a sewn tubular cast-off. Not only does it look very polished, but it is such a fun, meditative, relaxing thing to do. I had been putting off a tubular cast off for so long. I've knit so many patterns that have called for it. It is a sewn bind off, and I didn't enjoy it. Now, I don't know why. Maybe it was a tutorial that I watched, but I did watch a tutorial by Blue Mouse Knits, I think. I can't remember, but she made it very, very easy and simple to understand, and I enjoyed knitting these tubular finishings or bind offs so much. So this is for the neck. I did both of the arms for the vest that way, and now I'm going to be doing that lace finishing, and then I will do the button bands in a ribbing along with a tubular bind off or a tubular sewn finish as well. So this will, I imagine, be finished the next time we see each other, just because it's something that I really want to wear. It's a great layering piece. The pattern writer for Gregoria Fiber Arts does a wonderful job. It was quite a simple pattern to follow. This is definitely a vest that I recommend you knit. It's gorgeous. I'm not knitting mine too oversized, as I said. I chose the size 1, and I think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it. So I am very much enjoying knitting that. I do have 2 socks on the needles. I didn't knit any farther on my Petal Drop socks by Florence Miller. I'm still at the gusset stitches, so there isn't much to talk about there. I have cast on a new pair of socks, which I'm excited to share with you. This is the Toasted Acorn colorway. This is one of our Patreon colorways. I do make vlogs every week for Patreon. I know that we have them each Sunday here on YouTube, but those are a bit backlogged Patreon vlogs, and we do at least 3 vlogs a week for Patreon that you don't get to see on YouTube. So there is also a subscription where you can get Patreon sock sets as well as Patreon minis, and this was last month's Patreon sock set. So I have cast on the leg. I think I have finished the heel flap, and now I'm about to start picking up for the gusset stitches on that. I'm thinking for the foot, I want to do just a very small thin stripe of our ash colorway, which is what I have at the top of the cuff. I think it makes a really nice accent, and I'll probably do that more towards the toe. I think it will give this sock a pretty cool effect. So I am knitting these using 2.25 millimeter needles, and I did a 60 stitch count sock for these. Simple, easy also to have on the go, and I'm enjoying having those on my needles. The next sock that I have been working on is from a pattern that I kind of self-drafted. Well, I did self-draft this. It is a cable repeat, knit 2, purl 2 for the cuff, and then the cable is a knit 4, purl 2 for 15 rounds. And then the 16th round, I do my 4 stitch cable crossover. I did an immediate cable underneath of the cuff, and then I did 3 more following before I did my heel flap and gusset. And I just did the stitching, the cabling on the top of my foot and left the base of my foot just plain stockinette. So this is our Wildwood colorway in our merino tweed. And you can get all of our tonals on tweed. It's a really nice base to knit with. There's also nylon in there, so you can wear it as a sock. I've cast on the second sock, and I would say I'm about 2/3 into my knit 2 purl 2, and then I'll be able to start my cabling once I finish that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Until next time, take care, stay cozy, and see you all again next Friday.
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves we soar so high.